All right, so today we were ClevverStyle, 2.3 million subs.
Yes.
A shitload of views that you guys got. So tell us about ClevverStyle.
Well, Clevver as a brand actually spans more than just ClevverStyle. We have Clevver News, we have Clevver TV. I mean, all of our channels together total over 11 million subscribers. So ClevverStyle is one of our biggest priorities, but it's just a small part of what we do at Clevver generally.
It's amazing how 11 million subscribers could, you trying to grab something? 11 million subscribers could be a country in some places, and you guys have that as an audience, right?
I really thought
How
of it
amazing
like
is that, right? Just
Well,
think
and
about
I mean,
it.
even thinking about it just in media, I think the views that we get at Clevver and a lot of these other massive brands, it's like blowing away many cable channels.
Oh, for sure. Traditional media is shaking in their boots.
So what do you think about that? Well, honestly, what do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. I think we're in the right field.
So are you thinking, like, do you guys watch TV at all? Or are you still watching
Only
TV?
on
and
demand,
I was
or
gonna
like
say-
on my own time.
I only watch it just to see what's happening in this space, not as a normal consumer. And I think Jocelyn and I, Lily started out as an intern and she wasn't talent, but became talent. But Jocelyn and I had always wanted to be talent, and we always wanted to work in television, and that was our main goal in life. And then we couldn't get those jobs because people who are in TV jobs are there for like centuries. They don't leave those jobs. So there weren't opportunities. So we were forced to go into digital because that was the only place that we could get experience and exposure. And we got in at just the right time because everything just started growing for us for Clevver, and the last 4 to 5 years have been huge for us. And so I think, you know, just goes to show in life, when you meet obstacles and you don't get opportunities that you think you want or should get, usually the opportunity that's right in front of you might be the best thing. You know, you just never know what life brings you.
How did the idea come about? When did you guys say, let's do something? What's the idea?
I've been at Clevver for almost 10 years, which is unbelievable. When we first started Clevver and creating video content, it was very experimental, and in many ways what we're doing still is an experiment. I think when you stop growing and changing and feel like, I've reached the pinnacle, I know what I'm doing, you're already irrelevant by that point. So really we started at the core, we were doing entertainment news, and back 10 years ago, the big TV shows and the big brands were absolutely not covering the 14-year-old Justin Bieber, the Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, and we were like, you know what, there's this audience that's young, that is completely unserved, and that is what we tapped into.
That has so much internet access and so much time.
Exactly. And so that's really where we started, and our news brand just last month had 97 million views.
97 million views.
That's really at the core of what we do, and then as a result of that success, we had the opportunity to build a bunch of other channels that showcase our talent at Clevver as the personalities, and we've been able to broaden our horizons a lot. So it's been a really long process. We sold the company, we merged with another company. We were in a garage when we started, and like now we have AC, so
And health insurance.
There you go.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you can
also,
actually
I
get
think-
physicals now.
Yeah, right?
Annual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I think in general that our personality-driven content is kind of like the new reality TV, because now when you watch reality TV on TV, it is so overproduced and so fake that people turn to YouTube to see real personalities, and they just like seeing our
Us in our bed in our
yeah.
pajamas, eating, you know, Rice Krispies. Exactly.
Yeah, you guys flow very well. I mean, when you see a couple of the videos, you're flowing very well together. So when did you know this thing is taking off? Like there's something that could turn
Has it
into this
taken
big
off?
of an audience?
And I think that's a good
96 million
question.
in a month?
I mean,
views?
to us, we just want to keep doing more and more. Like we've never, like Jocelyn said earlier, like we never feel like we've reached a point where we've done it, you know? And I think that that's the key to being successful, is to always be hungry, wanting to grow more, make more, do more. And I hope that none of us ever feel like we've made it.
But I would say there have been some, just like from a business standpoint or like a PR standpoint, marketing, there have been some moments where we're like, wow, we're finally gaining
What
traction.
were some of those? What were some of those?
Honestly, something as small as getting into a movie junket. Like, think about it, 10 years ago, the internet was like cat videos and like double rainbow.
Right.
They were like, ooh, you can't come and interview a celebrity if you're from the internet, like gross. And for us to finally be able to get acceptance in the Hollywood world was a really, really big deal. I know when we got into the Twilight Saga junket, it was like life-changing for us and our brand and our audience. And then along the way, like getting acquired made a big difference. Merging and becoming a part of Defy has opened our world because we have resources like hard cold cash.
Like budget.
Like being able to hire more people
So
and
what's
do
next?
better work.
What are you doing next? What's next
Great
for you
question.
guys?
We're developing a bunch of new shows right now. Currently, we have a brand new fitness show that we just launched, where we travel across the country and possibly world, if anybody wants to sponsor that, to try out new and weird fitness workout classes. And we have a lot of different shows in development. Thanks, girl. But we're still going to be doing news. That's part of our bread and butter of what we do, so that won't change. We're still going to be doing style and beauty content too. So, and we, there's room for us to, as we get older, to maybe even grow up with the brand and venture out into maybe some niches that we haven't done in the past. So really, we feel like the world is our oyster when it comes to YouTube and what we're doing.
And that's really been cool to be at something like VidCon, where we do know that like 97 million.
Just on one channel, though. It's
Exactly.
about like 200 a month, 200 million a month.
But in general, just seeing millions of views, it is very much a number on a computer screen. So coming to something like this, where people are coming up to you and like been watching you for years, and they are very willing to be like, I've been watching you for the last 5 years, and they are growing up with us. So it's fun to see that and put faces to the numbers that we always do.
How's your family feel about this whole thing? Mom, Dad, any good
They
stories with?
finally are honestly starting to understand. I mean, I think my parents are very hip and like into texting and stuff. My grandma still asks me like where, like she thinks I'm in the computer at times. I think like not really sure. But you have to think about it, like as even our parents are being forced to like catch up with technology, which I think we currently take for granted what we have lived through. Like I remember the days I did not have my own cell phone. Like for a young person now, they would not even be able to leave their home without some sort of device. So I think our families are proud of us.
Oh, absolutely. I think when I first started, it was very much like, so you're working for the YouTubes? And I'm like, close, Mom.
Now, where
like,
you from? Are you from Beverly Hills or no?
I'm from Thousand Oaks, which is
Okay,
like 45
got
minutes
it.
north.
Yep. Camarillo.
So, definitely my mom's familiar with like the entertainment industry and stuff.
I thought you were going to say the internet.
That's
Well, my
debatable.
parents are not familiar with the internet at all. My dad's like, I don't even know how to watch your stuff. I'm like, Dad, it's an internet browser. It's not that hard. When Jocelyn and I were on CBS's The Amazing Race, season before last, and we were on television every week, that was the point my dad was like, you've made it. And I wanted to be like, we didn't get paid for that, right? The job that I get paid for, you don't think is a real job, but the job I did for free on TV.
That's what's impressive, right?
Yeah, but like Jocelyn said, like, we take our access for granted, and I think our parents are still trying to catch up.
So what would you say to somebody out there that's watching this saying, I'm afraid to get on YouTube, but I kind of want to? What do you tell somebody like that?
Afraid of it?
What if somebody's hesitant a little
The
bit?
first thing there is that, I mean, in the internet in general, I always say if you have a question, Google it, because someone else somewhere has had that exact same question as you and probably has gotten it answered. But so think about the fact that there's so many people that you can reach on the internet that you wouldn't normally reach, that you think that you're alone and you might not relate to someone, but like there's people out there searching for someone that they can relate to.
And honestly, the only difference between people like the three of us and the people on our team, and then all the other people out there who are super intelligent, super smart, like have what it takes, is that we're literally just doing it.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it, just do it. Like
And you
your
guys are
iPhone,
using
just do
phones.
it.
It's not you keeping it simple.
Sometimes,
sometimes.
Yeah.
We have high production quality shows. We have like phones that we shoot on, or shows we do on
Yeah.
our phone. So, like, if you have an idea, just like
Get it
go
done.
for it.
So last question for you. Give me one thing that worked and one thing that was a successful failure. Meaning it completely flopped. What works, what didn't work?
What worked was being just utterly and completely ourselves. Showing us messing up. It doesn't matter if you do a good job. People want to see real people. So I think that's something that worked.
I think on the flip side, what generally doesn't work, regardless of whether you're doing news content or personality content, is when it's like overly produced to the next level. I think that even if you're trying to do something that's authoritative, like presenting news, they still want to feel like their smart older sister is telling them about it, not someone who's like talking down to them. So I think coming from a perspective of authenticity is important, and anything outside of that is probably not going to go, it might not fail, but it's probably not going to go as well.
And when she says overproduced, she doesn't necessarily mean without good cameras and good lighting and good equipment. It's more of the content. Like the content shouldn't be overproduced, because we just did a docuseries for the first time. We've never done anything like that before, and we did it kind of in a style that you would see on TLC or the Discovery Channel. And we were worried because it was so produced as far as the equipment and the creative, the processes, but the creative itself was really honest. And so I think the honesty and the authenticity is where you can't overproduce yourself.
And we work with a lot of brands at Clevver. I think that totally transparently, the way that we've been able to up our production quality and have, you know, these amazing shows we're launching is because we are partnering with huge companies to help us do that. And I think
as sponsors or as collaborators?
Yeah,
okay,
sponsors.
got it.
So I have, you know, in the past, thank God not recently, you know, worked on videos with sponsors that have been so far outside of what we should have been doing, and they were not what I would have viewed as a success as far as content goes. And now we really make a point that when we're going to work with a sponsor, we want them to vet us, and we want to vet them so that it's a great relationship. Because again, like, people can smell fake, so like, let's give them something real.
Need to
We
fight
don't
for
want
your
to do
voice.
commercials. You know, we're not in the business of being a commercial company. We want to make good content with a partner who wants to partner alongside with us, make good content, not just make a commercial for a brand.
Got it.
Yeah, we don't want to sell stuff to our audience that we don't also
Actually believe it.
Yeah.
So you're not selling stuff in every video to somebody?
Oh,
or-
no.
No.
Okay. Well, what a great system you guys got. Well, listen,
Thanks.
thank you for the time, ladies.
Thank
Your
you.
energy is so amazing. So
Oh my
really
gosh.
appreciate you guys coming on Valuetainment and sharing with us how you got to 2.3 million subs, and you're not even thinking you're doing anything yet. So,
We have a
We
long
haven't
way to
gotten there
go.
yet.
Yes,
Baby
yes.
steps.
so you're gonna see them at 10 million plus in no time. So,
crossed.
again, thanks, ladies.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yes.